Hey there, this is Michael Phoenix Hart, and I'm making a quick video about ayahuasca and shamanism involving ayahuasca. It's kind of a big deal these days. Everyone's offering ayahuasca ceremonies. Um, Ayahuasca is a plant that comes from Peru and in South America. Um, So the deal is that it's a plant that can help connect you to yourself and to the earth, and to the spirit world for very deep healing. Now, a lot of people these days are going to Caucasian ayahuasceros, um, from the UK or from America or wherever else. The deal is that if you go to any kind of authentic ceremony, you want to do this ceremony with someone that is well trained as an ayahuascero. So if it's a Caucasian person, hopefully they would have spent, 5 to 7 years with a master ayahuascero, learning the formulas, learning the songs, which is extremely important, learning how to keep watch of people so that they don't die or have some kind of really bad reaction, and also how to treat those things if they do come up. Um, and also someone that is connected, initiated into that lineage so that the spirits involved with that master are now involved with the trainee, with the apprentice. This is how things have been done for millions of years. This is how religious things are still done to this day. When you're given the ability, the initiation to do something like a ceremony, or to do some kind of healing from your master, there's a lineage involved of people above them and above them and above them that have passed it down from the original people who, those spirits of those long past masters, the spirits of their masters, the spirits of the people that they once served that are now passed on, they are all behind this healing, this ceremony. And so there's a lot of power there. I mean, that's how things are really, really intensified. Now, if somebody just orders ayahuasca and watches a YouTube video and starts doing ayahuasca ceremonies, you're not going to have that. And in fact, you might even enrage the spirits of the plant. In my tradition, we were trained how to commune with the spirit of the plant first. We never consumed the plants. We actually took journeys with the plant spirits. And we did this for a long time before we ever even actually consumed the plants. This is how the ancients figured out what the plants did, is they journeyed first with the spirits of the plant. Now, spirits of these plants, they can kill you. You can have horrible side effects. This comes with any kind of psychedelic, with cannabis, with magic mushrooms, with LSD. All of these things have spirits connected to them. And they can do some really bad things. You could open up things in your astral body, mental body, your emotional body is your astral body, or, even some of the physical things, and you can open up things and things will come in. And that's not something that you want. That's not something that you want. It can be very detrimental. And some people have even experienced, spirits messing with them to the point where their house is burned down. This is a big thing in the traditional shamanic community. It's a big thing in traditional peoples. Like, the spirits around you are, they need to be appeased. And if you're not working with them as a shaman on a daily basis, feeding them, giving them energies so that they can sustain themselves, um, you know, you're not going to have good medicine. You're not going to be able to do good work. You need to be able to understand these dynamic relationships. And so if you go to a Caucasian ayahuascero who doesn't know these things, who is not in touch with the spirit world, which takes a long time, which it takes a while to win favor with spirits, especially spirits of an indigenous culture and an indigenous land, and you're a Caucasian. It's very hard to win over the spirits of Africa when you are a white American. So these things take a lot of time. They take a lot of work, and you kind of have to be someone special, especially blessed, the right karmas in this world, or you actually have done very powerful work in past lives to bring these knowledges forward. It might be something you remember. You actually remember when you're young. Um, or you have special things that happen to you in this life that give you those powers to be able to do that. So, you know, the ayahuasca phenomenon that's happening now, I tell a lot of people that, like, first of all, research your ayahuasca. Find out if they did an apprenticeship. Did they do a 1 year apprenticeship? Did they do any apprenticeship? um, Make sure that they know the spirits of the medicine. Ask them about their journeys and experiences, like with their master. Like, how did they become an ayahuasca? How long did they train to do the ceremony? Um, it's illegal to have ayahuasca in the U.S. unless you're an ethnobotanist. So the ceremony in itself is illegal here. That puts some definitely energetic constraints on it, whether you like to believe that or not. It puts some constraint on it for the spirit world as well. When it's not openly, publicly, as the tribe is accepting it wholesomely, there definitely is some constriction on that. And it takes some special training in order to be able to show that it is accepted among your tribe. It takes a lot of work. The other thing is to do it in the right setting. Some people are doing these in like a house or some kind of rented out space, and these ceremonies are meant to connect you with Earth, with the nature spirits, especially with Mother Earth. The vine itself is feminine. The vine itself is a female spirit. And so you're connecting with this female spirit. You are asking it for help. And a lot of people don't actually come in contact with the spirit world when they do these ayahuasca ceremonies. One, because their ayahuasca is not an ayahuasca. They're not a shaman. They don't know the songs. Now, the songs are very important in sacred ceremonies. The songs are not for you. The songs are for the spirits. The spirits love songs. Spirits love songs almost over tobacco offerings and other kinds of offerings. They love to be sung to. That's like you paying homage to them. And when you sing to them and you know the right songs and you can bring them forward for helping, for healing, for guiding, for doing work that you're not going to be doing on 10, 15 people. The spirits will be doing that. You need to know those songs. Those songs are very, very important. Like I said, the setting is important. And the farther you are removed from where the herb comes from, and the farther the herb is removed from where it comes from, the harder it is to actually invoke or evoke that the medicinal spirits. And a lot of ayahuasceros and ceremonies that I see that are offered now, they offer all these mixed medicinal ceremonies. You have different plants and things that they're mixing with it. The ayahuasca ceremony is traditionally the ayahuasca. That's it. If there's other healing, that healing takes place from the shaman, from a medicinal, shamanic, spiritual point of view. And it's going to be herbs and things like that to treat your physical condition. It's not going to be more psychedelics. You're not going to add more psychedelics to a psychedelic ceremony. And traditionally, you do more than one ceremony, sometimes 5. This is because the first one is majorly just a purging of the body. You have to give up eating certain foods. You have to go on an ayahuasca diet for a period of time. So there's a lot of things that the Caucasian ayahuasceros are just not doing. They don't know. They're self-proclaimed ayahuasceros. They found out a way to mix the formula, which is not that hard. You can mix the two things together. But to know the recipes of the ayahuasca is a very special thing. They hone that. That's been passed down. That formula has been passed down from person to person. There's special ways that they chop, that they dice, that they smash the root. There's a period of time that they boil certain things. They mix it at a certain time. They make it at a certain time. Some of them drink it out of special goblets. there's different things to those ceremonies that people just are not doing these days. So when it comes to ayahuasca, I totally advocate going to South America or Costa Rica to do those ceremonies. I totally advocate to be in the right ceremonial setting in South America. That's where the medicine comes from, and do it with a well-trained ayahuasca. Uh, the ayahuasceros are shamans. They have a lot of power. They know how to do shamanic things, not just medicinal things. Okay, so a medicine man and a shaman are two different things. Although the shaman does engage in medicine work from time to time if it's necessary for his people, the medicine man may engage in a shamanic type thing, but they are two different people. They have two different roles to play in the community, in the tribe. So, you know, you might have both of them in a community. You might just have one, and that's the person that you go to. So, if you're thinking about ayahuasca, if you're thinking about doing the ceremony, I implore you to actually find a well-trained person for your safety, but also so that your journey can be amazing. You want to have connection with the spirit world. You want to have connection with it more than just a psychedelic level. You could take any psychedelic and it will forever change you. You'll be more connected with the earth. You'll see trees breathe. You'll see auras or whatnot. Yeah, that's great. That's going to change you. It's going to make you feel better. But in order to get rid of that thing that spiritual disease that's causing your physical disease, you need to be healed on the spiritual level. And only a shaman can do those kind of things for you. You can't get any amount of Reiki that's going to heal that spiritual element. You can't go to a medicine man and have that spiritual element healed. That really takes a very skilled shaman in order to work on the soul, in order to fix the soul. And if they use something like ayahuasca or magic mushrooms or peyote in order to do that, they will have proficient knowledge in that one herb and how to use it. Their whole life will probably be spent around that one medicine. So I implore you to go look for the right people to heal you and to stop advocating unauthentic ceremonies. It's not a bad thing to be a Caucasian and do these ceremonies. I myself am fairly white. I have Native American descent, but I also have other descent heritage. So, I know how hard it is to be a shaman with light skin. But at the same time, don't be fooled by people that say they're shamans. You can't go online and get a certificate to be a shaman. You actually have to study under one for a long time, because that's how you receive your blessing. That's how you receive the power in your initiation. So there's nothing wrong with Caucasian shamans or Caucasian ayahuasceros, but they should be people that have undergone a long apprenticeship, a long period of study with somebody who is proficient in that and been given the permission to do that. There are people who have done like 7 or 8 ayahuasca ceremonies, maybe 10 or 15 of them, in South America with an ayahuasca, seen what they've done, seen how they prepare it, and just stolen their formula and come back and taught it in America, which is serious offense in my eyes. And the spirits that are going to come with that person who stole that formula and stole that ceremony are going to be pissed, and they're going to plague the people that are taking the medicine underneath that shaman. So be careful what you engage in. Be careful who you pick. Do your research. Make sure you feel a calling to the person and the healer as much as you feel a calling to take the medicine. It's a little expensive to go to South America. I understand that. But at the same time, there is an authenticness to the whole ceremony. And if there's anything that I can tell anyone, that it is authentic ceremony that profoundly changes your soul. Not just a small change, but a massive change. I myself have had the pleasure to experience authentic ceremonies and been trained in authentic ceremonies. So, if there's anything I can give you, it's direction to do something more authentic. Ask your guides, ask the teacher, ask the healer, all about their trainings. They should not feel ashamed or secretive about how they got their knowledge. They will tell you. One of my teachers has told me, you should always tell people where you get your knowledge. Whether you learned it from books, whether spirits told it to you, whether you were trained or initiated or given that knowledge, whether you were born with it. Always tell people where it comes from. That way they have the ability to choose how they want to digest that information. Be truthful. A shaman, above all else, is truthful with his knowledge and his healing. So I hope this helps. I hope this guides some of you in a very well suited direction. If you're thinking about ayahuasca, choose carefully. You want to have the best experience you can, the most authentic experience you can, and support shamans and authentic ceremonies and people who have training and permission to teach. There are those Caucasian shamans that are arising that have amazing proficient skills and who are given the lineage titles and initiations in order to teach these things. Those are the people you want to seek out. The reason they're far and few is because it takes a lifetime to learn these knowledges, and they're very good at what they do. So support indigenous cultures, support authentic ceremonies. Let's not take that away from the ancient indigenous cultures that have been raped for years from everything else, genocide and killed, lost their languages, lost their ways, and are trying to scramble to find their way back. Don't steal that from them now. They've worked too hard. Support them. Bring back the indigenous ways. One day we will all need them. Hope this helps. Have a great day, everybody.